assumed this had to be some kind of bad joke she tried to tell, but watching the clip, it seems like she's legitimately upset and actually just calling people that don't want to pay for it or can't afford it broke. That's an elite gamer move that I had to take a step back to process that she would just say that publicly. I was so dumbfounded upon hearing that I actually went back to her stream VOD where this happened to try and locate this moment to see what happened next. Because this is only 20 seconds. I thought there was a chance that right after it, she's like, no, just kidding. I'm pulling your leg, hardy har har, just a joke. She doesn't do that.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. This is how you do it.
This is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. This is how we do it.
Ironically enough, Charlie's video was the first one I even watched about this latest Pokimane, controversy, I guess. It's ironic because the biggest issue I've had with Charlie lately is how blue pill he is, or tends to be, to the point where he practically infantilizes women and frames them as victims in situations when they're really not. The whole deep fake thing, with that streamer guy. I don't even know who he was. I don't remember his name, but he was caught having watched deep fake videos of Pokimane and some other bland looking woman who ended up crying on screen about it at some point. He was crying when he was trying to apologize for it for whatever reason. And Charlie had turned it into this whole thing. These women, they're victims of this abusive deep fake thing. It was their brands are being hurt. They're being classified as women who do, adult stuff, even though they actually weren't the ones who were consenting to it. And it's his own view on deep fakes, because apparently there's deep fakes of him too. And probably, regarding gay stuff. But his view was it's not that big of a deal. This is online. It's the internet. This is, the game's the game. This kind of thing is going to happen. But then to frame Pokimane and this other chick as these victims of this terrible imaginations of men and just they're being preyed upon. All this stuff about it was just so irritating. I even did a video on it, but whatever. So, and then it was he did a video recently on Boogie 2,000 pound, whatever Boogie's full name is. He did a video where he was like, I realized that Boogie's really just not that great of a person. For one thing, his views on women. And I'm like, his views on women? Who cares about Boogie's views on women? This guy is self-destructive. He did this surgery. He's already 1 million pounds. Did the surgery where, you're not supposed to be eating the stuff that he still goes on to eat. He's doing that. He's got some kind of humiliation issue, this fetish, because he's self-loathing and all this stuff. And the big takeaway from this documentary on Boogie that he was talking about was his views on women. And it's not even his views on women so much as his views on how entitled he is with regarding to sex workers or whatever. I still have to watch the documentary, because maybe there's other things where he's ranting about, I hate women, they suck, but I need them, so I gotta spend money on it. But who cares? Either way, whatever he's saying, that's not the big takeaway, his views on women. But so anyway, so that was my whole thing where it was this guy, if somebody calls him out, like Moo Kitty, and then, he's not worried about women being victims of his large platform or whatever. But any other situation, think of the children. He's pearl clutching about it. So in a way, though, that's what got me to actually watch this video first, because, it's Pokimane, right? Sensitive Society did one. It's a Gundam. I hadn't even watched those because Pokimane's always in some kind of controversy, right? And it's one of those things where, she's a nice looking girl, a cute girl with a big ass. She's years now just being successful because of that. And even me, I love cute girls with big asses. And even me, I see just how low-key terrible she is as a person. I say even me because I don't have a problem with e-girls. I don't have a problem with women doing OnlyFans and stuff like that. It's that's not my girl, so I don't care if she's doing it. I'm not worried about, you're not going to find a great husband. I mean, if that's her, her future, that's her future. I don't care if that red pill aspect of, you've got these e-girls out here, they're going to get used up by the time they're 30 and, a good man's not going to want to marry them. It's I don't care. That's their problem, not my problem. I don't care if they're making money doing it. So anyways, I don't even like Pokimane, despite the fact that it seems they're just attacking her because she's this cute chick and she's making money and she's got a lot of, sips. I wouldn't care about that. But with Pokimane, I do see that she's pretty crappy person. And, she has this veneer respectability and she's defended by her friends and social media because she's a woman who just says, oh, I'm a woman and I'm attractive. And, the incels don't like it. And they're jealous that they can't make money as easily as I can, whatever, right? So to see Charlie, of all people, not defending her, I had to watch the video to see exactly what the kerfuffle was even all about. I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen it, but apparently Pokey has this snack company, and she's overcharging for these little crappy looking cookies. They're like $30 almost for like 4 packs of these little cookies. People pointed out that that's too expensive for cookies. And
like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Anyways, moving on. 我不想弄虚作假。
我是相信你的能力的，只是现在需要更多的人看到。
If you want to pay $8 for Twitter Blue for some pixels, that's okay. That's fine.
我不能再让你们帮我了。
You spend your money how you want.
可帮到现在，
I'll spend mine how I
什么都
want.
不是。
And everyone else will spend theirs how they
我不打算
want.
继续花
That's
店
the
了，
beauty
也不打算画画了。
of having
这样，我给你一点时间，你好好想想，行吗？
She is.
That seems to be where the topic died, at least from what I've skimmed through here. So it doesn't really seem like she was doing this as some kind of, like, side-splitting comedy bit about, like, broke boy, haha, just kidding.
so, yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of things going on here. What was great about this, though, from Charlie's point of view, is that he called her out on her bullshit. He didn't dance around it. He didn't hem and haw. He didn't do this thing where he sort of said, XQC will make jokes about people being broke or whatever. He didn't even accept it as a joke. He really framed it for what it was. Just this entitled narcissist, who's made her money off of her viewers, dismissing them for being broke if anyone complains about the cookies. But so it was good on that part. That's what I mean with this is how you do it. For a man to hold a woman accountable, especially a man with a huge platform. I hate the whole platform thing, but a guy with almost 15 million subs calling a woman out who's really popular, who's protected by Twitch, protected by YouTube. You can't even criticize her without being shadow banned or demonetized or something like that. Like Leafy's comeback, a large part of it was simply because he made a bunch of videos with Pokey in the title and the thumbnail. So yeah, back when he came back on YouTube for that brief period before he was banned. And a lot of those videos weren't even about Pokimane. He was just using it as like, he was doing a joke or doing a bit. And instead of YouTube just saying, okay, this is not really harassment. Yeah, he's using her name a lot, but he's not actually attacking her. He's not encouraging fans to attack her. It's not that big of a deal. They used that as an excuse to ban him. Well, partly. But anyway, point is, it was great to see Charlie, especially Charlie, frame things properly. That's the thing I've been talking about a lot recently with just because a woman's a woman doesn't mean she can't be criticized. And it doesn't mean that I want women, removed from these spaces. It's more about the type of women who are being allowed in and allowed influence. I don't have a problem with Pokimane, some of these cookies for however much she wants to sell them, but she turned it into, oh, if you're broke, then whatever. As opposed to just saying, yeah, I get it. So like Young Ripper, when he sold the first issue of ISOM, it was like, altogether it was like 40 something bucks to buy it. And he straight up said, hey, look, this is the price that I have to, do it because I spent my own money to do this. And basically, I'm going to do my best if this is successful going forward to do my best to keep the price down, to get the shipping price down. And he's doing that now. That's all Pokey had to say. It was like, hey, I get it. This is the initial launch, a lot of money and investment went into it. Hopefully if this venture proves successful, I can bring the price down for you guys. That's it, and move on. But no. But see, part of the issue is there's another issue with Pokimane and what she's saying. She's not exactly, and this is a slight defense of her. She's not calling everybody broke. She's not necessarily calling her fans broke. What she's doing is she's negging her simps and she's dismissing people who are not her fans anyway. So I think Drama Alert was one of the people who was like, that's too much for cookies. So she's dismissing people like that. People on YouTube, people with like a platform who are coming after her about it. She's not necessarily talking about her regular viewers. And again, with regards to her simps, she's negging them to say, hey, if you don't have the money, then I guess that's just how you are. Like, that's the whole thing with a lot of these e-girls. What's her name? Invader V did it years ago. Destiny defended her when she was saying, if you don't have money for $5 you're watching my content, you can't pay $5, you're broke, blah, blah, blah. And people attacked her for it. And I get it. But she's negging that. Like the whole like parasocial relationship with like a Pokey is that you have simps who are supposed to do anything they can to give her their money. And yeah, it's stupid. I mean, my thing is I don't care about simps. If simps are stupid enough to ruin their lives because they find this chick so hot, oh well, you know, somebody in their lives needs to deal with that. Like Pokey really shouldn't have to deal with it or worry about it. You know, if YouTube or Twitch want to step in and stop how much you can donate a month, that would be cool. I don't know if they do that. I don't really care. But so anyway, the main thing was just, again, it's cool that Charlie actually called her out, and he called her out in a great way. Funny, of course, to see that apparently Hassan had problems with it. He seemed to have twisted it to make it about, oh, you're only going after Pokimane because she's a woman, because she made broke comments, but nobody goes after XQC. When people do go after XQC for that. So, whatever. I just thought it was great. Yeah, you know, the best thing about this situation to me was just that, you know, Charlie called her out. He didn't mince words. He made it very clear what he was calling out. The fact that people were saying that the cookies are too expensive and that she could have responded differently. She wasn't joking because of course, because he called her out, she finally apologized in this little Weasley tweet where she tried to pretend that it was just a joke, when clearly it wasn't a joke. And it's not even one of those situations where you say, somebody says something horrible, and you say, they were just joking. Joke doesn't have to be funny for it to be a joke. And people go, yeah, I didn't think it was funny. But no, you were offended by it. And the point is, you can get offended all you want to. It was just a joke. Stop pearl clutching like somebody's being hurt in the real world because somebody made a joke you didn't like. In this case, she didn't make a joke at all. It wasn't even about, yeah, it was a joke, but it wasn't funny. She was serious. But she can't say, I was negging my simps. So she has to be like, well, I was joking, but maybe in the future we'll find a way to bring the price down. Right? So whatever. But she never would have said that if it wasn't for Charlie. I feel like more men in these positions of like power and influence need to start calling women out. That's what I've been talking about now for video after video lately. Because you look at something like Spider-Man 2 Electric Boogaloo, and there was no reason for it to be this bad. You know, no reason for the story to be that way. No reason for MJ to be that ugly and to be that prominent in a story about superheroes. You know, it's the influence of women and the lack of integrity, the lack of like holding these women accountable from men in positions of power that allows them to get away with the stuff that they've been getting away with. And it doesn't, I keep saying it doesn't mean you have to be hateful towards these women or push them out completely. It just means you hold them accountable like you would a guy.
Anyway, yeah, that's all I would want to say about that. Take care.